Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Real True Believer YouTube channel. My name is L.A. Hale, and apologies for the break the past several weeks. Just had a lot of stuff going on and really wanting to try to find ways to make these videos better, better production quality, and, to see me better. But again, I'm just going to continue to keep putting these out regardless, just to have something out there. So I'm just, saying what's on my mind. And what's on my mind today is on these two articles that I see, something that I feel like the church should be very easily able to fight against and push back against, but we just haven't seen it for some odd reason. And that's one with the drag shows, and two with this epidemic going on, and cultural media and just the cultural zeitgeist of just kind of embracing Satan and embracing the whole Satan imagery and hell and hellfire type thing, and seeing it and making it seem like it's cool. And I'm seeing more and more of it as more and more of the drag shows continue to keep going and being more forced onto society and being popularized by the news media. And The Hill has an article talking about the opinion of US adults on restricting drag show performances. And as you can see here, the oppose laws restricting drag show performances is 58%, whereas laws supporting restricting drag show performances is at 39. And I think that is, I don't understand why the church or why this is even a thing. Like, it should be very pronounced that drag shows feature sexualized performances by men dressing up as women. And they want to have these shows, they want these shows to be able to be seen by young children. And I just feel like that is a easy thing to just say, hold on, wait a minute. If you know the rest of that line, continue on in your head. But hold up, wait a minute. What is it that grown men need to show themselves in sexually exploitive ways in front of children? What is the mean for that? Like, please tell me, give me reasoning, show me the nature and show me the benefits of showing drag show performances, mind you, that are sexually exploitive in nature. We're talking about drag show performers with wearing prosthetic breasts, showing prosthetic genitalia, performing acts of the sexual kind to each other while they're on stage with children in the audience. Please tell me, what benefit does that bring to children? And if you show me anything, and I'm not saying, oh, well, it's just to make the children like it better, or it's just to, just help the children just know that drag performers are out there, like, just give me scientific, sociological benefits for children to see this. Again, if you show a child, a young teen pornography, you could be arrested for showing sexually exploitive images to that child. Look at all the teachers that have been arrested for having sex with their students. Like that's a crime, and we know it is a crime. We know it that it is a crime, but yet when it's some reason when it comes to the drag show performers who are showing sexually exploitive imagery, dances, moves, dress up, what have you. It's all sexually exploitive. It is all sexual in nature. Yet, 58% of United States adults think that it's fine to show drag show performers in front of children. Like, it's fine. Like, it's okay. And again, I'm kind of getting on the church on this because the church should be easily able to stand up and say, absolutely not, this is wrong, and force by doing protests outside of whatever government buildings, in front of their Senate buildings, what have you, peaceful protests. The church should be able to, they should have been having peaceful protests coming against drag show performers. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words today because I'm trying to say things in a way that's not coming off super offensive to hurt anyone's feelings or for the YouTube overlords to not take this video off of YouTube. But I'm just saying that the church should be it should be very easy for the church in America to stand up and say, nah, man, this is wrong. And this video, I mean, this article goes on to show and say that, talking about Tennessee, if you don't know, Tennessee has been banning, drag show performers from performing in front of children. They've been passing laws coming down on that. And I just think, like, it shouldn't even be a thing. Like, this should have been something that as soon as it came up, as soon as it was first revealed that drag performers were wanting to perform in front of children, it should have been an immediate hold on, stop. We don't allow strippers to strip in front of kids now, do we? We don't allow pole dancers to perform in front of children doing sexually exploitive moves up and down on a pole. We wouldn't allow strippers to do that, but yet we're going to allow drag performers who are stripping, who are wearing sexually exploitive and sexualized, outfits, putting on prosthetic breasts, having prosthetic genitalia, whether it be dildos or what have you, and they're being allowed to show and perform in front of children. But the other two, your stripper or a pole dancer, cannot. Now, I'm not saying that strippers and pole dancers should be allowed to. By no means am I saying that. But it's just like, what is it that drag performers are getting some sort of, like, easy hand, an easy way out? Oh, because they're drag, it's no big deal. It's not the fact that they're drag, it's the fact that it's sexual in nature. And yet, I'm just saying all of this just to encompass the fact that the church in America is failing so utterly bad because this situation right here, this is why I am saying the church is failing. 58% of US adults think that it's fine. Either A, Satan just must have a complete chokehold over this whole entire nation, over this country, the United States of America. It must have. It must have the United States of America by the balls if it can allow this to be continue to keep going on. Or A, the church in America is just dead and very weak and very cowardly, and we're just not doing enough to stand up against this. This is another article by Newsweek, just quite interesting to show that Satan is getting hot and getting hot as hell in America pop culture. Um, and this is a long article. This is not short, but it just goes to show you and talk about how, the devil has been portrayed in movies, and about a new movie coming out called, I believe, Nefarious. And it's about a psychiatrist who must determine whether a man on death row who claims to be possessed by the devil is mentally fit enough to be executed. And of course, they talk about The Exorcist and they talk about other horror movies. And I just find it very, I don't know, odd. I find it very almost so it's a warning. I believe it is a warning for the church in America that we are not doing as good as we think we are. There is a lot of stuff going on in this country that are anti-God, anti-Christian. Again, you have the news media on the left. We're talking ABC, MSNBC, CNN, NBC Nightly News, all these left-leaning news publications that many Christians probably watch and listen to. These news publications, they are trying to justify a trans person murdering kids in a Christian school based on the fact that, well, Christians don't like transgenders, so thus it's justified for a transgender to go and kill kids. You change the types, you change the people involved, the groups involved, and have it be what if it was a school that was founded upon LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ, curriculum, and invited so much of the LGBT crew within their school. You switch that and you have a school be like that, a school that is upholding all the LGBT stuff, and then you have a far right wing Christian fundamentalist nationalist person coming in there who wrote a manifesto saying that they hate the LGBT people. That story would have been put across all the news sources, all of them. Every single one would have been like, oh, the radical Christian movement murders LGBT. Oh, the gay movement is under fire by radical Christian. We would have heard nothing but that, and we would continue to hear it for the next 3 months. Had the roles been reversed, had it been a Christian person murdering gay people, we wouldn't have heard the end of it. It would have been blasted everywhere, the epidemic of violence against LGBT. But it's a trans person killing Christian people. We're just gonna we're just gonna look the other way. It's no big deal. It's just Christian people. They're just Christian kids. Oh, who really cares? And we just completely move away from the fact that 9 year olds, we're talking children. We're not talking about young teens. We're talking about young children murdered by a trans person. Yet CNN, Don Lemon, took more time to worry about misgendering the killer than to worry about the impact and the effect that this murder, this monstrous person had on taking the lives away from kids. Like, we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to talk about how Christians have been, and churches and religious, institutions have been firebombed by the left. We're not going to talk about that. We're only going to talk about the fact that, oh, this is justified because, well, Christians be mean against them trans folks. Like, folks, if you cannot see the blatant hypocrisy within the left-wing media, again, they celebrated when Sam Smith did this unholy performance at the Grammys. They thought it was, oh my goodness, Sam Smith, he just did such a great performance that the Grammys, we're just gonna bypass that. We're gonna celebrate that. Sam Smith, the gay man, dressing up as Satan. But when it comes to a transgender, person killing Christians, no big deal. No big deal. And the church is not even going to make it a big deal. The church is basically just going to waddle back into the four corners of the church and say, well, let's just do a prayer for the families. And let's also pray for the killer and their family because it's really sad today in America. And that's all the church is going to do. We're not going to try to stand up and fight against the drag performers and the drag performances happening in front of kids. We're not going to fight against the LGBT curriculum being forced into public schools. No, 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 because that means we'll have to get our hands dirty, and we actually might hurt some people's feelings by telling them the truth about their horrible, evil lifestyle. Let's just call it what it is. God in the Bible calls it's an abomination. Is it an evil lifestyle? God doesn't like it. That's what it is. Don't hate me. Don't hate the mess. Don't hate the messenger. Hate the message. If that's what you want to do. But that's what God says. He says it's an abomination for a man to lie with another man as he would a woman, and the same way for a woman to lie with another woman as she would a man. Okay, and men dressing up as women and women dressing up as men. God calls all of that an abomination. He hates it. So I don't know why the church refuses to stand up, grow some balls, metaphorically and literally, and just stand up on and stand firm in the truth by saying that this is wrong. Drag performers performing in front of kids is wrong. If you want to be drag, be drag. It's a free country. Do you, boo boo. That's the wonderful thing about America is you can do and live how you want to live, contrary to what other people might think. However, there is a fine line drawn in the middle of that, meaning that you don't come after kids. It's not that, oh, well, you Christians preach to kids. Yes, because Christianity being preached to kids doesn't have anything to do with sexuality or sex or anything within the sexual nature. It doesn't. We're preaching good values, and we want them to be in those good values for as long as they can. What is the benefit? What is the what is the benefit? What pros are there for having kids be at drag performers with grown men? That's not a woman, that is a man dressed in some fugly makeup to make himself look like a clown to dance sexually in front of children. What is the benefit of that? If you can't tell me that, If you can't bring up a good benefit for that, then please, I don't know where this conversation can even come to a compromise. And again, church, Christians in America, for all you morons, sorry, but you're a moron if you voted for Joe Biden thinking that this wouldn't happen. He was the vice president under Obama who signed gay marriage into law. What makes you think that he wasn't going to continue to foster and promote the homosexual movement after he became president? But you couldn't vote for the orange man because he did mean tweets. Yet this is what you got. This is what you got, Christians who voted for Joe Biden. This is what you get. For those of us who voted for Donald Trump, who tried to oppose this, we need to stand up and do more. We need to do more at our Christian universities. We need to speak out more about this, and we need to stand firm. We can't be wishy-washy on this. We can't be like weak noodles. We have to be strong. We have to be a wall. They move, not us. They change their ways, not us. We are bounded under the truth that God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, created life, and he created things to be male and female, and he gave roles to the males and to the females. That is God's design. That is his plan. And for us as people, just to do away with that and not defend that truth, we're no more better than people like this trying to dance seductively in front of kids. If we don't stand up and fight against this, say anything against this, stand against this, we're just as bad as they are. Evil will persist when good men do nothing. So again, I thank you guys for clicking on this video. Again, sorry for the break and the long pause. We're going to continue to be putting out more videos like this and hopefully get more production and money to, make the production better. But again, this is just me. My name is L.A. Hale. This is Real True Believer, and I'll see you again on the other one.